Good evening. Depending on where you live, among the sides you can see tonight are teams like Liverpool, Everton, Manchester United, West Ham, Newcastle and Derby. But we start with a match you can all see between Liverpool and Manchester United. Liverpool, third in the league table at the moment, against Manchester United, who remain one of the most compelling and attractive sides in the First Division, according to the number of spectators that watch them. A match played at Anfield in front of that cathedral of soccer. Your commentator, Barry Davis.
And never has that been more true than this week after last Saturday's result at Goodison Park. And surely the welcome to Ron Yeats and his men will be noisier than ever when they come out in a few minutes' time. As the Liverpool skipper leads out, naturally an unchanged side from the team that put 3 past Everton last week. And a magnificent performance then by young Ian Ross, who had such a good job of marking Alan Ball. And this afternoon it could well be that he'll have the task of marking George Best, particularly as Best is in a number 8 shirt this afternoon and takes his place in a much-changed United side, forced upon them through injuries, and without any doubt the most interesting arrival in the side is Paddy Crerand, wearing the number 10 shirt, talking there to Roger Hunt. Paddy Crerand playing his first team game since he played in the League Cup against Middlesbrough on September the 3rd. And also brought back into the side Willie Morgan for his first game since October the 20th, also a League Cup tie that was. Two skippers there, Ron Yeats of Liverpool on the left and of course Bobby Charlton on the right, the referee Leo Callaghan of Merthyr Tydfil. Bobby Charlton must surely now be on to beat Billy Wright's record of 105 caps in the World Cup tournament in Mexico. And Man United in the all-white strip, Paddy Crerand with the ball, number 10. Straight through to George Best. The ball stood up a little bit there, got slowed slightly by the turf. There's George Best. Tommy Lawrence. Tony Dunn. Francis Burns. Too long for Aston. Tommy Lawrence. And there's Ron Yeats, the Liverpool skipper. Sadler and Thompson, now Crerand. Crerand certainly eager for the ball, having been out of first-team football for so long. And that, in fact, is a free kick given against him. There's Paddy Crerand, really very depressed to be in the reserve side, revelling in the chance to get back into the first team. Peter Wall to take the free kick for Liverpool. And really not a very good one. Stepney able to watch it all the way and just letting it go away. There's Peter Wall. Had his chance once to make sure of a place in the first team, but then Jeff Strong was moved to full-back and that was the last he saw of it. Strong now, of course, replacing Tommy Smith. Charlton. Morgan. Charlton is square of Morgan. Crerand just behind. Best. Oh, good shot on the turn! Fine shot on the turn by George Best. Well covered by Tommy Lawrence. And the corner on the far side. And that's Tommy Lawrence's view of it, and no white shirts in the 6-yard box, as you can see. Best coming across for it. Morgan underneath it. So was Hughes. Kerens. Burns. Good tackle that was by Yates. Sadler. Creren square. I thought he moved back from an offside position, and indeed he did. Creren had bent down to adjust his boot and came back from an offside position. Free kick to Liverpool, well spotted by the referee Leo Callaghan. And it's Francis Burns who's got a knock. Crowd at the Kop end. And now Burns fit again. St John. Thompson. Callaghan, number 7. He's got 5 over to his left. Hughes coming into the near post. But that is Ian Ure at his best, coming out to commit himself and making sure that he gets the tackle. And while he did so, David Sadler covered him in the middle. Callaghan with the corner. Lawler up there, good header too! And an even better save. There's Chris Lawler, a good header, but an even better save by Alex Stepney. Took off quite beautifully. Bobby Graham up there. Brennan on the post. Stepney trying to get there. Away by Creren. It's the best we've seen from Liverpool yet. Hughes up there. Appeal for handball not given. But good work by David Sadler. It's David Sadler. Thompson. Graham, only Callaghan in the box. Hughes. Well done by Burns. And by Charlton, how typical of the man. Always working at both ends of the park. Creren. One for Morgan to chase. Lawrence is out. A moment of apprehension, but it didn't come to much. Certainly seeing a lot of the big boot down the middle from both sides, but both centre halves looking in good control. Burns, trying one. Strong felt that. Charlton always there to pick up the loose ball. Ross there with him, and indeed Ross is doing more of marking Charlton than anything else, leaving Hughes to best. Creren. Good covering by Hughes, but at the expense of a corner. David Sadler's moved up, number 6 there, just in the 6-yard box from Lawrence's view. You can see that he might possibly obstruct it. And he has indeed. Whether he got a touch or not, we're not sure, but it was curled in. The ball curled in by Bobby Charlton, just in fact as he did in the match against Portugal. There is no doubt that Sadler does obstruct the view of Tommy Lawrence and also of Ron Yates, and I suspect it's his foot that touches it home. Charlton really curled that in. And cry already from the Stretford end, or from the Stretford enders, of easy, easy. Well, it certainly was a bad goal from a defensive point of view. 20 minutes of the match gone. In St John. Thompson. Emlyn Hughes to Lawler. Good effort. comfortable for Stepney. Morgan. Strong. Playing it very cool. Jeff Strong. Liverpool are all looking a little pensive. Roger Hunt with his arms crossed. Gerrand. Lucky to get the second bite. Charlton. Aston on the touchline. Lawler blocking that route. Oh, well seen by Hughes. He's moved for the return too, but Brennan going with him. Now Callahan. Hit it well. Oh, Stepney. Hughes. The equaliser from Emlyn Hughes. The mistake by the goalkeeper, and so we're back at square one each, and both goals defensive errors. 25 minutes of the match gone, and that's the situation. Emlyn Hughes is 6th goal of the season. He does have a happy knack of being on spot at the right time, as he was last week at Goodison Park. St John. Graham. St John, the red shirt spanning out a bit. Away by Sadler. Best. Been pretty well policed, Best. He hasn't seen too much of it. Now a bit of space. Morgan to his right. Aston to his left. Charlton moving square. But Best held too long. There's no doubt about it. And that's the problem they're having, because they're all bunched in midfield. Ewer. Gerrand. A lot of players all together in the middle of the field. Well played by Ross, as cool as you like. Sadler and Ewer working well together. Hughes. Just ahead for the return, instead to Thompson. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Liverpool heavily outnumbered on this attack. Now Callahan coming forward. Hughes there again in the inside left position. Graham's in the middle, and Lawler. Thompson. Peter Thompson, he got the power but not the direction. It went a little bit off the outside of his boots, but nice to see him having a crack. Charlton very quick to pick that one up. Fell over Lawler's foot, but the referee has given the free kick. Bobby Charlton, though, showing the acceleration. It's Chris Lawler, a little bit unlucky there. I think he left his foot and Charlton fell over it. George Best, number 8. 9 is Charlton. Got a 3-man wall at the moment, and I doubt if it's 10 yards. Oh, surely not 10 yards. But Charlton's got a little bit of space to the right if they take one quick. Charlton to Best. Well taken by Lawrence under near post. George Best grinning all over his face, but I doubt if he got 10 yards. Sadler. Graham. Good run by Graham. Finds Hughes. St. John coming square. Good effort and watched all the way. Good shot by St. John. Nicely led into his path by Emlyn Hughes. Alex Stepney covering it all the way. Yates. Callahan again, Hughes moving forward. Covered there by Crerand. 2 minutes now, the first half remaining. And then Crerand and Charlton, who haven't played together for some time, getting in each other's way there. Callahan, 3 against 2 situation, the ball with Hughes. Graham to his right, having to dig it out a little bit. Now finds Callahan. Well, Liverpool had the chance then, they had a man over. Hughes had to dig it out, and then Callahan lost control. Burns. One for Morgan to chase. He's got nobody in the middle if he makes it. A little bit unlucky. The back heel simply turned the situation round for Yates. Not offside, says the linesman. Peter Thompson. Graham moving into the middle. He can put it back. He's got Callahan. Thompson not making the most of it. But an example once again of Manchester United being a little chancy in putting players forward. Jeff Strong going forward into the area. Thompson to take the corner. Ross is also moving up. And Lawler poised for the diagonal run. Crerand gives the second corner. Emlyn Hughes poised just outside the area, level with the near post. Lawler coming forward, well taken Stepney. And by our watches we're now playing injury time. Hughes, certainly a very industrious first half. Sides trying their hardest to entertain. That's a United ball, says Mr. Callahan. And both sides prepared to play it open. This is Brennan. Crerand being allowed the time. Away by Jeff Strong, forward by Ewer, and Mr. Callahan blows his whistle to end an interesting first half, in which the 2 goals really have come from defensive mistakes. The first for Manchester United from Bobby Charlton's corner, with Sadler and Yates really getting in the way of Tommy Lawrence, and Yates getting the touch to make it an own goal. And Emlyn Hughes getting the equaliser after Stepney had lost the ball. So the half-time situation, Manchester United forcing Liverpool to a 1-1 situation. The Kop applauding Roger Hunt coming onto the field to get his award as the First Division Sportsman of the Month. Mr. T.V. Williams there, the President of Liverpool, away on the right, the Chairman of Liverpool, Mr. Roberts. Roger Hunt, of course, the record goal scorer for Liverpool, getting great applause from the Kop. He's very much the favourite there. And the Kop now being put in a good mood by Roger Hunt, and doubt they're still wondering about that Manchester United goal, which has now been confirmed as an own goal by this man, Ron Yates. The confirmation coming from no lesser authority than his goalkeeper, Tommy Lawrence. So 1-1 is the situation as we go away on the second half. Manchester United have not won away from home since they won at Coventry on November the 8th. Liverpool, of course, lost their last home game when they were beaten by Arsenal. George Best. Crerand shot blocked. Callahan moving down the middle. Sadler doing well. Burns spreading it out. Dunn coming forward. Moving now outside Aston. And Aston brought down by Ross. So the first free kick of the second half to Manchester United. David Sadler. Hit it cleanly, but well wide. And neither side as yet on top in the second half. Aston being chased by Graham and being fouled by Graham, says Mr. Callahan. The referee getting applause to his right and boos to his left. Whatever he gets, it's a free kick. This is Aston. And that's a corner. And Ian Ewer coming forward. Sadler waving Ian Ewer forward. There he is, number 5. The diagonal run from the far post. Aston on the near end. Burns. Morgan going in as well. Charlton underneath it. Morgan. And very unlucky by Francis Burns. It's a good header. He was turning on it, trying to direct it wide of Lawrence, but he directed it wide of the far post too. Morgan. As Charlton moves away to his left, Ross is playing about 6 inches away from him. Dunn. 8 red shirts back. Crerand calling for the long one. Peter Thompson really waiting for it to come to him. Wall, Graham on the touchline with Ewer. A bad one from Wall. Best has Morgan to his right, Aston to his left. And again, going over too many legs. Aston. Best! And a goal kick, but Best got up above them. George Best, who hasn't seen too much of the ball in this match, by his own admittance, not in the best of form at the moment. You're misjudging that one. Crerand seems to have suffered a little bit from reserve team football, Paddy Crerand. Hughes. Employment for Lawrence. And in that particular instance, he'll be out of a job. It's a corner. Quite why Hughes chose to do that, I should think only he knows. Ian Ewer's gone right up on the line. No one can get to it now, Aston. And Ewer getting the touch. For Ewer, having gone up, came away and was in a position to push it back. Tommy Lawrence with a lot of players around him, seeing the ball go across his face both ways. Minutes of the second half, and United in front again. And cries of Ian Ewer to my right, and that is his first goal for the club since he signed from Arsenal earlier in the season. So Liverpool being asked once again to come back, and what a different story from last week. Indeed, for both sides. United, who were beaten by Chelsea, St John. Current. Thompson quickly up. Turning well, Bobby Charlton back there. St John. Onyur just stretching. What a good game he's having here, Onyur. Peter Thompson. Referee acting as an extra defender inadvertently. And the free kick there, and also Peter Thompson's got a knock. Free kick to Manchester United. Onyur has every reason to be happy with his performance this afternoon. A goal and some sterling work in defence. Aston, only Morgan in the middle. Best. Burns. Oh, it could have been very awkward. He really hit that across the box. But nobody able to capitalise on that from Francis Burns. Graham, Thompson, Callahan. But there are more white shirts back than reds going forward. And he didn't get round the outside of Dunn. None of the big men coming forward. Now Lawler is. Just crossing the 18-yard line there, number 2. Stepney wide of his line. Make sure he can see. Yates up there, you're up there. Yates got the header. Sadler returned the compliment. Hughes trying to curl one to somebody moving forward, but it was never on. Querrand, Best. Aston wide. Burns just to his right. Charlton moving forward and Best. A good tackle by Lawler. And Aston seems to have hurt his shin. Dunn. Charlton picking that off wall. Morgan. And number 3.
This is how Ron Yates, number 5, appeals for offside, but if you watch Morgan, he comes close, but he's not.
Willie Morgan makes it 3-1 after 19 minutes of the second half, and he was the man that scored the only goal at Old Trafford, which gave Manchester United a victory over Liverpool earlier in the season, and now the double looks very much on for them. So far this season, Manchester United have won away from home at Sheffield Wednesday, Southampton and Coventry, but this without doubt will be the biggest feather in their cap if they can keep this up. And it doesn't look too good for Liverpool now. Best. Aston. Best. No foul. Sadler. I'm not too happy about that, George Best. Hughes. Peter Thompson. Graham. Graham. Well seen again by Ian Ure. And Liverpool have really got to pull all the stops out to break down a Manchester United defence which is growing in strength all the time. Liverpool, who've had a certain amount of trouble deciding who the front men should be this season, asking a lot of their 5 men today. St John! A lot of onus on St John too. Aston thinks about going for it, but he was yards offside. And the crowd, 47,682, and the Manchester United supporters there have started to pinch the Liverpool tune, "You'll Never Walk Alone." Wolf McGuinness, just by his player there, his face not showing anything. Hughes driving forward, look at Ure going with him. Thompson, St John, carried out of it, and certainly more white shirts coming back now. They all did then. Really, this performance is going to rank as one of Manchester United's best of the season, the way it's going. This is Brennan. Morgan to his right. Taking on and beating Wall, and having to do it again now. Got Brennan behind him if he wants him. Well, he did want him, but he didn't use him. Now Ure. 20 minutes for Liverpool to pull this one out of a very hot fire. Aston. Liverpool ball. And Bob Paisley standing on his feet there. It looks as though we're going to see Roger Hunt on. Roger Hunt standing on the touchline, and Ian Ross is the player going off. They've got to throw in all the big guns now. Here's Roger Hunt coming on. Check from Mr. Callahan. Record scorer for Liverpool. That decision welcomed by the crowd. Creran! 1 or 2 hearts and mouths there. There's Roger Hunt. Creran almost putting through his own goal. We've had one in this match from Ron Yates. Callahan across to take the corner. Look where Stepney is, that you can see. 2 fullbacks on the line. Yates to it. Stepney's come for it in the crowd. Perhaps he shouldn't. Yates! Oh, and unlucky. Ron Yates really stretching for it, and I doubt whether Stepney was wise to come off his line to try and get in through the crowd. And Sartori is coming on, and Aston has gone off. It's Carlo Sartori. Callahan. Liverpool attack all being held up in a line. That's a good ball to Thompson, stretching them across that line. Lawler is up there and he gets it. Hughes. And not far away from Emlyn Hughes. Not Charlton. Kerrand. 8 minutes now for Liverpool to prevent their 2nd consecutive home defeat. Sartori. But he's harrying strong and fouling him, says Mr. Callahan. Best. Best playing the pass as he was moving. Charlton going for a 1-2 and getting it. Oh, what a goal!
Bobby Charlton at his best, but look at this return ball from Morgan, played straight into Charlton's path.
A magnificent goal by Bobby Charlton. Hit as true as an arrow. Well, really, he typifies his team, because Bobby Charlton so often has been written off, and so have Manchester United, and it never pays to write off either. Graham. Best. Liverpool this afternoon being watched by Bob Dennison of Coventry. Liverpool, of course, played Coventry in the Cup. I would think he must feel fairly happy at the moment. Shankly's feelings I won't attempt to describe. Sartori now. Best. Querend. Tommy Lawrence. Again the cry of easy, easy. And at 4-1, it looks it. Henry. He's got all the time he wants. That really is the story. And Manchester United still going forward. George Best. Much their best performance for a long time. Charlton! He really has got his shooting boots back, and I mean both feet. In the corner, Tommy Lawrence had no chance with the one that beat him, covered that one. And perhaps this will prove what the statistics show, that Manchester United, in fact, are playing better this season than they did last. Their position is much better than it was last. Tended to be written off because of their bad start to the season. But in fact, they've done better and scored more goals. Burns can't make it, Lawrence can. We've had a minute of injury time, and I would think that Liverpool want to see the whistle blown to end the agony. Hunt. And the other former England sharpshooter, not with the accuracy of Bobby Charlton. And Mr. Callahan brings it to an end, and if ever a victory was built from straw, this one was. And really the fourth goal by Bobby Charlton really capped the whole thing. A superb goal, and it was he who started it with a corner from which Ron Yates put through his own goal. And at the back of the defence, Ian Ure being congratulated there by David Sadler, number 5, really must have had his best game for Manchester United since he joined them from Arsenal. The players apparently think so as well.
Well, how about that, especially after last week's results? Anyway, after the match, Barry Davis, our commentator, had a word with the Manchester United captain, Bobby Charlton, who was, of course, involved in all 4 United goals.
Bob, that really must be the best performance by Manchester United for a long time.
Yes, especially coming here at Liverpool, we've not the best of records, although most of the lads usually love to come and play here. It's a great result considering that we lost badly last week, and Liverpool did so well.
You do have a habit of coming back against sides who have played very well the previous week.
We found this in the past. If a team's had a particularly good win the previous Saturday, I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's the mental attitude. They go on the field thinking that it's only a matter of time before they score. And we've come up with some good results in these situations, yes.
With the 1-1 situation at half-time, what do you think turned the game towards Manchester United in the second half?
I don't know, really. I think when we went in at half-time, there was nobody disconsolate about the situation. It was a bad mistake, actually, by myself that let them in the first place. And apart from that, they didn't give us any real trouble at the back. We were very stable at the back, and when we're playing well at the back, you know, the forwards usually do their little bit as well.
I picked out particularly Ian Ure. I thought he had a very good game in combination with Dave Sadler.
The two of them, well, the two big lads, you know, and I think Liverpool might have just underestimated us a little bit, and they were trying to play big balls into the middle, cross balls, and our lads ate them up today. I won't say that they do it every week, you know, but today they just revelled in it.
And the goals you scored, Bob, in the second half were very good ones.
Yes, yes. Well, the most pleasing thing for me about the game today is the fact that we were looking for goals. The last few weeks we don't seem to have been, you know, we thought, will we ever score, you know, but today everybody was looking to score goals, which was great. There was, any of the forward line could have scored a goal or two goals today.
Ian's goal, how did you see that?
Well, I was at the corner flag, actually, and I crossed the ball. It went a bit farther than I'd hoped, but it went straight through to Johnny Aston. I said to myself, hit it, you know. He hit it, but didn't hit it right. It came straight through. And actually, had Ian Ure not got it, he just got his foot to it and knocked it in. George Best would have knocked it in as well.
Ian, in fact, had come out and then went back in, didn't he?
That's right, yes.
Willie Morgan scored the goal which beat Liverpool at Old Trafford. Did you think the one here compared?
Well, delighted to see him going in there. Yeah, he's a very dangerous player, Willie, when he goes in these positions. I think, if I can remember rightly, I had a pot shot. I didn't actually see it. I was on the floor. I just got knocked a little bit. But I knew he was round about there somewhere, you know. And that's good for a winger to be thirsty to look for goals like that.
Well, you certainly saw your own goal, but I doubt very much whether Tommy Lawrence did.
Well, potluck, you can take potluck when you're winning 3-1 with a few minutes to go, you know, 5 or 6 minutes to go. And I just played the 1-2. I thought it was a tight situation for Willie Morgan to get it back to me. But he did, and even then I thought, well, 3-1, you know, I won't bother taking it in. I'll just take potluck and have a crack.
And a few moments later, you had one with the other boot.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there again, it's great. 5 minutes from the end, you're winning 4-1. I wish we were in that situation every week.
Well, Bob, it was great to watch. Thanks very much.
Yes, it's great to play in, too.
It looked it too, didn't it? Well, now we move on to the leading Football League goal scorers. League competition only, these. Now, in Division 1, Joe Royal of Everton is still the leading scorer. He's got 15 goals. Hugh Curran, with 2 for Wolves against Chelsea today, joins George Best on 12. And another 2-goal man today, Harry Burrows for Stoke City at Sunderland, taking him to 11. In Division 2, Barry Bridges, with a goal for Queen's Park Rangers against Portsmouth, has now got 15. Joint second on 13 are John Byron, who scored both Bolton Wanderers goals today, Alan Woodward, who scored 1 for Sheffield United, and Cardiff's John Toshak. In Division 3, Fulham and Rochdale each have 2 players among the leading marksmen. But of the leading 5, only Fulham's Steve Earle scored today. And now Division 4, the 3 leading scorers each scored a goal today. Stuart Brace for Grimsby, Albert Kinsey for Wrexham, and Lincoln's Rod Fletcher. Well, now we move on to the second match, also from the First Division today. North versus South. West Ham, still one of the most attractive but exasperating sides of the country, against the league leaders, Everton.
Leeds United. The referee, Mr. Oliver from Leon C in Essex, who hasn't had to travel very far to control this game. West Ham to kick off, and a colour note, Everton playing in old gold shirts because of a slight colour clash. West Ham captain Bobby Moore. Hurst. Boyce. Sissons. Brown for Everton. Royal. Howe to Moore. West Ham in 16th place in the league table, but only 4 clubs in the First Division have scored more goals at home than West Ham. Tommy Wright, the international fullback. Whittle. Lampard. Good header by Moore. This is Boyce. To Hurst. Best. 1 against 1. Good intelligent covering play by Brian LeBone. Ball now to Morrissey. Ball again. Kendall. That ball stood up He couldn't get over the top of it, but a clear chance. Jackson, ball. He's beginning to find a bit of space in midfield. This is Jackson. The ball again. Beautiful ball, just a little bit too far. Just pushed too far for Whittle, and Ferguson rightly came off the line, but good thinking by Alan Ball. Crowd absorbed in this match, as well they might be. Clyde Best. Right for Everton. Good tackle again by Boyce, but this is Kendall. Morrissey. Bonds committed himself to that and went through with it. Brown to take the kick. And Joey Royals had the target, which is there. Whittle. Oh, he should have scored again then. Everton's second chance. Missed his kick completely. Moore. Sissons. Bonds. Oh, they're in a mess. Best. Lampard. The defence in a tangle. Best should have scored. Clyde Best. Kendall. Boyce. Peters. Hurst. Peters. The Everton defence was just caught at a moment's doubt. That's Peters again. High. And play stopped. The defence in the penalty area. Those balls crossed hard and low from the wing are always dangerous, and all the defenders were tentative, didn't want to get a boot in case they got an own goal. And ball. Right. Sissons. Ward to try to find Boyce, but this is Whittle. He's away. Number one. And Bobby Moore gave the ball away. "28 minutes gone. Alan Whittle has scored. No danger at all. And suddenly, the goal is threatened to come. For Bobby Moore. And Stevenson. Hands by Boyce. Best. Jeff Hurst. Beautiful. Oh, so unlucky. It really deserved a goal, that did. The inside of the post, too. Piece of turning by Jeff Hurst. No wonder he looks like that. Oof, that was a bad one. Tommy Wright really hit those balls hard. You could hear the thump all around the ground. It wasn't an intentional foul. They had to go for that ball. But it was a sickening thump as he hit the board. The end of a very, very good first half. With Everton leading by 1-0. The match, a credit to the players, full of skill and entertainment. And the goal scorer for Everton, the teenager number 7, Alan Whittle. The referee still obviously concerned about Tommy Wright. The linesman looking back as well, and all the players a little bit reluctant to leave. They're all having a look back. Wright on his feet now. But obviously in considerable pain. The crowd waiting for the second half to start. Tommy Wright is on the field. Bit sore, but the report from the dressing room is he's okay. If the second half is anything like as good as the first, we'll certainly get our money's worth. Player in trouble is Tommy Wright. But they're going to bring on the sub, who fortunately for Everton is a defender, Frank Darcy. Morrissey. Ball. Royal. Brilliant save, and what a good header. Wonderful header by Joe Royal, always going away from the goalkeeper. But Bobby Ferguson, in that goal, just got his fingertips there. Stevenson and Royal still together. Peters. Jeff Hurst. Best. Is it a penalty? No. Looked like a good decision too by the referee, Martin Peters. One of the West Ham players laid out. Bonds. Stevenson. Peters to back. Labone, ball. This is Royal. And play stopped. Stretcher coming on for Alan Stevenson. I saw the tackle. Joe Royal's boot went through just as Stevenson kicked the ball clear. Royal's explaining to Bobby Ferguson what happened there. Royal, the player in the background. And the substitute, Trevor Brooking, normally plays up front. An interesting problem here for West Ham because they've lost a key player in the middle of the back four. To Hurst having this battle, now it's Best. Sissons. Best. Oh, hands! No, says the referee. And he penalised Best for pushing anyway. But the ball was certainly handled. But the referee hasn't given the penalty, and the spectators on the pitch after the referee are being ushered away by the West Ham players. The ball was handled, but the whistle had gone anyway, and a girl on the pitch as well. And a girl being escorted off the pitch as well by the police. Another spectator on too. And he's shouting at Joe Royal. Billy Bonds. West Ham drafting desperately for this point. And more. Oh, rather how? Brooking. Yes! Oh, he hit the post again! Jack Hurst, the second time in the match, has hit the post. And West didn't intend to lose that ball. Boyce. Brooking. Could be the last chance now. West. Best. Off the line by Brown. Sandy Brown deserves that. Sissons with a kick. And the whistle has gone. And the league leaders Everton take 2 points away from West Ham United. A goal in the first half with that breakaway by Alan Whittle. Whittle, the fair-haired youngster from the reserve team, playing only his second league game of the season.
I suppose that's what you could call a typical West Ham defeat. They played so well, and yet they still lost. And lost really with a goal that they shouldn't have conceded. Well, now here in the studio with me tonight, someone you saw on Sportsnight a few weeks ago, Bob Wilson, the Arsenal goalkeeper, who was then nursing a broken arm, Bob.
Yes, it's marvellous to be back, David. Marvellous.
Now, an odd coincidence today. You broke your arm against Burnley, I'm right in saying, and you came back against Burnley.
Yes, and in fact it was exactly the same date. It was September the 13th, December the 13th today. And incredible, too, that I had to go down at Stevie Kinden's feet. who was involved in the broken arm incident, which of course was very much a 50-50 ball at the time and just an accident. And incredibly today I had, I think either 2 or 3 occasions when I was down at his feet again.
When you go out to a situation like that, I mean, especially with the same player being involved, were you thinking about it? Were you conscious of it?
No, not really. In fact, there was only on one of the occasions was I conscious that in fact it was him. I just see the chance to get down and to cut the danger out at the source rather than having to make a save, and I just go, I'm not really aware who it is.
Tell me, do you find yourself more often in this situation than most goalkeepers, where you go out and go to the player's feet?
Well, I'm beginning to wonder whether I do, because in fact, in the time I've been out of the game, I've watched the side quite a lot, and I don't think either Jeff Barnett, who's done very well, or Malcolm Webster, who was before him, I can't really remember them having that sort of save. And yet today I think I had perhaps on 5 occasions I was down at somebody's feet, and I'm beginning to wonder whether, you know, it's something that perhaps in my game I do see slightly early, to cut something out at the source.
Kind of early warning system you've got.
Yes, I think so, yes.
What about the side? 3-2 today?
Yes, well, it was very much, we were 1 goal down, and the old heart was going a little bit, but we came back to 2-1 before half-time. We had a very unfortunate own goal immediately afterwards, and again the old ticker went. And anyway, the result was right in the end. It was a goal from George Armstrong clinched it.
I feel a bit sorry for Jeff Barnett, because he came into in your place and did so well, Bob.
Yes, he has done well. In fact, I think he's improved a great deal from the time he came. I think during the time the side's played very well too.
What's it like when you come back in the first team after missing so long for a goalkeeper, the pace of the match? Do you find any difference?
Well, I was definitely a little bit worried, but I found, I think, within 10 minutes it just seemed as if I hadn't been away. The nightmare had gone.
Is everything happening so much more quickly than it does in a reserve match, even for a goalkeeper, I mean?
Well, yes, things are quicker, but on the other hand, the atmosphere is, you can't stress this enough, that the atmosphere in a first-team game is so much different to a reserve game, and in many ways you find it so much easier.
The adrenaline is working.
Yes,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Thanks, Bob. Nice to see you back. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks very much, Dave.
2 points as well and a win bonus.
Yes, yes.
Well, now the pools news tonight. There are 8 score draws, that's 3 points each, 4 no-score matches, 2 points, 27 home wins, 1 point, 15 aways, also 1 point, and 1 match postponed, that counts as 2 points. Claims needed for 23 and 24 points, about £100,000 available. Well, now let's have a look at the Football League table tonight, and we start with the First Division. Everton and Leeds are breaking right away from the field, 6 and 7 points ahead of the rest. Well, now down to the bottom of the First Division, and those 6 clubs all lost today, all of them playing at home, except Sheffield Wednesday. Now in Division 2, Huddersfield, beaten 2-0 at Blackpool, were today's only losers among the top 4. Sheffield United 6 goals against Birmingham City made them the season's highest scorers among the 92 Football League clubs with 49 goals. In Division 3, Luton Town, knocked out of the FA Cup by Hillingdon a week ago, are sailing again, or rather smiling again perhaps. They beat this morning's second club, Bradford City, 5-0, while Rochdale and Torquay each dropped a home point. And in Division 4, Wrexham, held at home by Aldershot, lost top place on goal average to Chesterfield, and there's a 4-point gap after the top 3 clubs. Well, now finally we move on to this week's coincidence of corners from Bobby Charlton, which is certainly, to say the least, have been very productive. You may remember it was from a Charlton corner that England beat Portugal.
Bobby Charlton with the corner. Jack!
And then a Charlton corner today produced Manchester United's first goal.
Has moved up, number 6 there, just in the 6-yard box from Lawrence's view. You can see that he might possibly obstruct it. And he has indeed.
And then another Charlton corner produced the second goal.
No one can get to it now, Aston. And you!
But the goal, of course, today belonged to Bobby Charlton himself.
Charlton going for a 1-2 and getting it. Oh, what a goal!
Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the programme tonight. Don't forget, we've got football on BBC One next Wednesday night. Hope you enjoy that. And I'm going to disappear for a week or two. Barry Davis will do the programme next week. And now from me, goodbye.